He's more like evil. I really don't know. Does it give you some kind of validation? Something about it just, it rubs me the wrong direction. Welcome back to my channel if you're new. My name is Femi. Today I'm just doing a video about things I don't like. Why? I don't know. I don't like that you asked me that question. So relax, just pause on that. I'm doing it for the content. I just like thought about it and I was like, you know what, this is kind of a good idea. And now I'm doing it. Before we move on, I just want to talk about what's going on in Nigeria right now. I mean, you may have heard of it, you might not have, but I'm still going to talk about it. Basically, in Nigeria right now, there's something going on called SARS. And SARS is the Special Anti-Robbery Squad. So basically in Nigeria, robbery is like kind of a lot different than it is in like the US or Canada. Because in the US or Canada, like I feel like burglars are more likely to like show up when you're not there. But in Nigeria, they ain't scared of you. They gonna show up to your house with a gun, be like, pew pew, where the money at? Where the money at? I know I said I was serious, I'm really sorry about that. But like, it's a lot different. So they started this squad to start finding like thieves, robbers, people who were like robbing people. But basically what happened is that this squad started getting bribed. So instead of like doing their job, they'd get bribed. They wouldn't catch the right people, and then instead they'd start profiling other people. So like young people, people who like might look, you know, like more criminal, people who had iPhones. So like people with nicer stuff, they'd be like, oh, I don't know where you got that. You're young and you have an iPhone. How'd you get that? And then they beat them up, torture them, whatever. So basically now people are protesting SARS. Hi. So in this segment, I don't really know what went through my mind because before I started filming, I had points that I wanted to talk about the whole SARS thing. And apparently as soon as I started filming, they just went in one ear and out the other. But basically, the protests are getting really bad. They might not still be going on when you guys see this, but a lot of young people are going out into the streets of Nigeria to protest because like they're the people most being affected by it because they're the group most likely to get targeted. Like people are getting killed by police, and in some states there was a curfew, what is it called, like mandated? I don't know, they had a curfew, like it was a 24-hour curfew, so basically a lockdown for one day, but not because of corona, it was because of the protests. And like, to show you how unfair the profiling is,
because they see, you know, young people looking good or young people dressing a type of way, they just automatically feel this guy is a criminal.
You are profiled if you have dreads, if you have tattoos, if you're wearing tight clothes, if you have an iPhone.
I've been in 2 times in just 1 year, 2 times because of my iPhone. And that is the first question they ask you, where is your phone?
I'm a woman. I come back at night. Police will be telling me that where did I get money to buy my vehicle? They'll call me prostitute. We cannot do that. I work too hard for my money.
and like show you some videos of the protests.
They were told to get off the streets. They were told to stay at home by the authorities. But the anger and frustration felt by many in Nigeria has spilled into the city of Lagos. It's been building over the course of the past 2 weeks. A protest against an unpopular police unit has turned into something else, a challenge to the government's ability to rule.
And also, if you want to learn more or you want to help in some kind of way, there will be links in the description box for you to check out. But yeah, so I just wanted to bring attention to that and, you know, bring your awareness to it. But now, moving into our little list. Olives, bikes. We just don't have a good relationship. Green shoes. I have yet to see a pair that are cute. In-class essays, itchy socks, cold weather, milk. I just don't find it appetizing. It's kind of gross. And I think because I haven't been drinking that much of it the past few years, I've kind of gotten lactose sensitive. Anyway, coloring books. Now, like, coloring's, it's fun or whatever, it's therapeutic, but I just don't have the patience for it. Like, even little kid coloring pages, I'm sitting there like, I don't have the time. Who got the patience for this? Who got the patience to fill all this in? I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like scribbling all over this page right now. Doing my edges. I don't know if y'all can tell, but my edges are not laid today. I didn't have the time. That is the problem with edges. Sure, they look cute when they're done and laid and slayed, but they take way too long. 15 minutes in the morning for me just to do my edges? That's 15 minutes when I could be sleeping. Like, they look cute, and they're just a pain. Especially when my braids are growing out and my edges are growing out and there's more hair to deal with. It's just not fun. Soggy fries, my dark spots, empty bobbins. Now, if you're not a person who like sews or has used a sewing machine for a while, you're probably like, what's a bobbin? It's that little like bottom thread in the sewing machine. And it just irks me when you're like on a roll. You're sewing, it's looking straight, it's looking beautiful, it's looking perfect. Whatever kind of stitch you're doing is working out. The fabric isn't gathering up, bunching up, whatever. It looks great. And then you run out of bobbin thread. And then you have to refill it. And then you start sewing again. And it's just not working the same. The quality is just not the same. And I'm like, is this not the same thread that I was just using? What happened? What happened while I was filling up the bobbin? Please answer. Non-black people who say the N-word. Why? Does it give you some kind of validation? Like, hee hee hee. Hee hee, I'm saying the N-word. The one word in the English vocabulary that you're not allowed to say. And you're like, yes, I want to add this into my personal dictionary and use it on a daily basis. Sounds good to me. Fish, except for salmon. I actually kind of like salmon. Billy in the book Carrie. Billy in the musical Carrie and Billy in the book Carrie are two different characters. They are both Chris's boyfriend, but they are not the same person, and I will stand by that. Billy in the book, he's more like evil. I don't know how to say this, but in the musical, Chris is kind of the mastermind, but in the book, Billy's kind of the mastermind. Like, not really, but Chris kind of comes up with the idea and he's like, yeah, that's good. He takes his friends. They're the ones who go get the pig, slaughter it, get the blood. He's the one who sneaks into the school and rigs the blood up. And he's the one who pulls the cord. So Billy's the mastermind, not Chris. I don't know. Like, I'm not, like, sure he's more, complex, around character using my narrative vocabulary. But it's just like, I don't like him. I know he's written to be an unlikable character, but I don't like that. I don't like it. Being forced to run. Camping. Playing volleyball. Wooden pencils. Yellow highlighters. I don't know why. I know they're like the original highlighter or whatever, but I just feel like they're the ugliest color of highlighter. Something about it it rubs me the wrong direction. The Confederate flag. Now, if you don't think the Confederate flag is a problem, that is racist. That is a you problem. And I don't like that you have that problem. So fix it. When my bra tries to kill me. If you don't wear a bra, you don't know what I'm talking about. And even if you do wear one, you might not know what I'm talking about because you may not have experienced this. But basically, with underwire bras, there's the wire, right? And when you wear it for a while, the fabric starts to get like thinner and thinner because, well, not thinner, but like more worn because you've been wearing it, obviously. And so right here, the wire sometimes will pop through the fabric there and it'll try and stab you in the heart. And I'm like, I carried you on my body and this is how you repay me? By trying to stab me in the heart, by trying to kill me? And it just really hurts, the betrayal. Like, ain't no real friends in this joint. Snow and trigonometry. When I was taking foundations and pre-calc last year, everybody was like, oh my gosh, trig was so easy. Like, it was my favorite unit. Like, I'm not saying that trig is necessarily not easy, but it's tedious. There's way too much work involved in just solving one triangle. And then it's even worse when the triangle, it doesn't have a right angle. Like, when I was in math 10, they told me you only do trig when the triangle has a right angle. But then you get to grade 11, they're like, throw it out the window, throw it out the window, throw it out the window. Sine law and cosine law. The cosine law. Tell me the cosine law. Exactly, you can't tell me. Because you don't remember being broke. I know people say that money doesn't buy happiness, but I'd rather be sad and buy things to comfort me than to be sad and broke and not be able to afford food. I'd rather be sad in my mansion with a nice car than sad in a studio apartment. That's just my take on it. You can have your own opinion. Cramps, cheese. I like nacho cheese, and I like pizza and cheeseburgers, but other than that, I don't really like cheese. Oh, actually, I like bread that has cheese. That's about it. The fact that tampons, pads, glasses, things like that cost money. I did not ask to be a female or to be born with bad eyesight. The fact that salmon is pronounced salmon and not salmon or something like that. Like, where did the L go? Y'all just gonna ignore the fact that there's another L? Like, why is the L silent? Like, English language, please explain this to me. Where did the L go? Why is it gone? It's clearly there. S-A-L-M-O-N. Why do you just ignore the L? It's like people who ignored the A in caramel. Why do you do that? I'm talking to you Midwesterners. I remember I showed up there and this lady corrected me when I was trying to order a sundae, and she was like, "You mean caramel?" No, honey, I meant caramel. Caramel. There's an A there for a reason. Burnt Takis. Now, you may not have tasted one of these, but I have, because I eat Takis a lot. I eat way too much. But sometimes there'll be Takis that are just like black. They're just burnt. Like completely burnt. Like you threw them in the fire and you grabbed it back out. But then I sit there and I'm like, do I really want to throw this away? No! We can't waste. We can't waste. When there's world hunger, we cannot waste food. So I eat it and I chew through it. Once I almost choked. I was dying because this Taki, like the combination of it being so burnt and the combination of the spice on it was just too much. And I felt like I was dying. Like I just took sand out of the Sahara Desert and just ate it. Those pants are like not ankle length, but they're not knee length. They're like in the middle of your calf. But they're not like capris because they're not like tight. They're like flowy. You know, what are they called? I think they're called like culottes. They make me feel so uncomfortable for some reason. I don't know why. I just don't like them. Thinking about the future. The other day I had a mental breakdown. I literally cried like right there behind that door. I was crying for like 30 minutes because I didn't want to think about the future and I was freaking out. How my aesthetic is not right. It's incorrect. How is this the aesthetic I want to have? Or this? Or this? But instead, this is the aesthetic I have. Why? How is it not an accurate representation of me? I just want to know. My birthday. I just don't really like it. I don't really like the day, don't really like celebrating it. It's just my birthday. Snow boots. They're just bulky. Like, sure, they keep your feet away from the snow, but at what cost? At what cost? Halloween. Maybe it's just because I never really get to dress up for it. I've just dressed up like twice. One year I was a cat. I wore all black and painted whiskers on my face with eyeliner. Last year, I was a Visco girl. I've never really done anything for Halloween. Never been actually trick-or-treating. So maybe that's why I don't like Halloween. I just don't enjoy it. It's just like, I don't get to do anything. So the fact that I got a red ribbon at state, even though I got a purple at county. So what had happened was I'd entered it in county in a category and then I won. I got a purple ribbon and they were like, we're gonna send you to state. But there wasn't that category at state. So in that like bigger category, the one that I entered in fit into, they were like, yes, let's pick another category in this. And they picked one. And then they entered my project into that and it got to state and I like couldn't change it before I sent it to state. So it got to state and I got a red, probably because it didn't really go with that category, probably because I didn't make the project for that category. Moving on, making cookies. It's not that I don't like cookies. It's not that I don't enjoy the experience of making them. It's just that they never come out right. Glazed donuts. The regular ones, not chocolate glazed donuts. Bananas. Almost anything strawberry flavored. The fact that I'm not really like good at anything, I'm like mediocre at some things, but I don't really have anything that I can say like I'm really good at other than being good at school, which isn't really a talent. The fact that somehow throughout this video, I've slowly been losing energy. Why does that happen every video? I'm like so hyped in the beginning of the video. I'm like, oh yeah, hello, what's up? What's up with you? And then by the end of the video, I'm like, hey y'all, how y'all doing? Hey. And finally, one of my biggest pet peeves is being told to do things when I'm already about to do them and then being told that I was lying about being about to do them. It just irks me. It gets on the wrong side of me. It makes me feel like I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. And I never even understood that expression. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Also, this is probably coming out on Halloween, so if you're watching this on Halloween, happy Halloween. Even though I don't really like Halloween, as we saw earlier. But have an amazing morning, evening, afternoon, or night. Whatever it is. Much love.